Hey everyone, so my name is Olivia and thank you for being on my channel, OGC Astrology. This is for Venus and Gemini, Venus-Gemini people. So not necessarily just Geminis, your Venus and Gemini. And this is basically Gemini as a lover. And I notice I'm talking really fast because I'm going to start channeling this energy. And the first thing that I want to say when I start this video, also everything you need to know is below if you want to contact me for anything, my website, blah, blah, blah. But Venus and Gemini. So I've dated people, I've been in relationships, I've liked people and stuff, but I talked to one Venus Gemini before, and they were the one that, like, I just liked them so much. Like, I liked them so much. And I remember that, like, me and that person talked all day about everything, like, about everything, and I loved it. Like, I felt so fucking mentally connected and stimulated, and like, Venus and Gemini is so interesting, and like, they really keep it stimulated. And I remember that when me and that person stopped talking, like, I felt so like, like, to lose their conversation and to lose, like, talking. Like, to me, Venus and Gemini, like, these are people who, like, people may tell you sometimes to shut up, and I feel like what your beauty is that you should keep talking. Like, talk and talk and talk and talk, because the people who are right for you are going to want to love to listen, like, and they're going to want to love to hear you talk. So Venus and Gemini, it's an air sign, right? And it's mutable. So Venus and Gemini can have a lot of friends, or they can have a lot of people that they talk with, they have communication with, they interact with. These are people who can spend a lot of time, like, watching videos or talking, texting, doing creative, crafty things with their hands and creating. They're very, very, very creative people. And they have interesting ideas, and they ask interesting questions. And the thing is that love to them is that, like, friendship, and it is that ability to change your mind. You know, Venus and Gemini, what they don't want is someone that's gonna come and try to make them think a certain way, or that's gonna come and, like, make them, like, try to, like, slow down their mind or speak differently. Or, like, Venus and Gemini, you want someone that they can be free with, you know, who they can, like, break out of the matrix with. They want someone that they can, like, find the codes with, and y'all just, like, go on a mission. Like, it's very adventurous, and they have a very youthful quality to them. Like, these people will keep you young, and when you love them and you guys are in love and stuff, you'll feel young, because their spirits are, like, very regenerative. Like, they find the things to say, and they're just so captivating, and their minds and the way that they love is so, like, you learn so much from these people. Like, you will learn a lot from these people. And you know, I think that Venus and Gemini is kind of like Venus Aquarius, in that it could be scary to think that you're gonna stay with someone physically, because it's like, the way Venus Gemini loves is through mental, like, the mental connection. So when they really like you, they want to talk to you and understand your mind. And, you know, it's very much so, what is it? Is it sapiosexual? I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but when people are just, they really like your mind, Venus Aquarius and Venus Gemini share that quality, because it is a mental connection. Now, here's the thing, though. Venus and Gemini can be real in the conversation, and very, very in, like, they think you're interesting and they're not bored. But when they start to get bored, or they start to feel like, you know, there's someone else to talk to, there's something else to do, there's something else to keep them distracted and to keep them entertained, then they may ghost you. Like, a Venus and Gemini will ghost you. They will ghost you. And don't even take it personal. Like, don't even take it personal, because they may not even be thinking of it like that. They may not even be, now, if they're a Cancer with Venus and Gemini, they may be having more feelings about what they do and stuff. But, like, let's say they're a Gemini with Venus and Gemini, they may not even be thinking about it that deeply. Like, it just is habit. You know, the third house has a lot to do with habits. It has a lot to do with, like, things that you're used to, like you learn it, it's always around you. So it's like product of environment. So Venus and Gemini, they want things to stay interesting. They definitely don't want someone that they feel they've got all figured out. They definitely don't want someone who's like boring, who just like thinks what society thinks, or like just like they want someone who has things to say and has ideas and is creative. Because sometimes, a lot of the times, Venus and Gemini feels like if they're going to be with someone, that person has to creatively stimulate them. Like they can create things together. They could maybe like they want that connection. They want it to be like a stream of consciousness. Like they are lovers as a stream of consciousness. So you can't put too much weight. Like you can't put a lot of weight on, like if you put a lot of weight on a Venus and Gemini, like if you're someone coming like, listen, are we dating or not? And if you come at them, oh my God, they're gonna ghost you so fucking fast. Like if you come at them with some real heavy energy, like it's mutable air. It's no hard feelings. Like it's no feelings at all, actually. So they're gonna feel like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with you. And they're just gonna zoom and go into a different mental portal and a different mental realm. And you can't even blame them for that. Like, why did you try to corner them in a mental box? Like, why did you try to imprison them? That's how they're going to see it. They're going to see it as like they're here to be constantly evolving, and they're here to be constantly learning. These people have a deep, deep love for knowledge. They want to learn things. This is like third house energies. There's a desire to understand, to pick up something. And if you don't know how to do it, you're going to be like, well, I want to learn how to do it. Like, I don't want to not know how to do things. So also sometimes Venus and Gemini in love can feel like that. Like they can feel like they don't know what to do with love. Like, what do you do with this? Like, is this a toy? What is this? And they have to learn to develop. But the thing is, they need partners who are free. They need partners who are open and who are constantly evolving and who are also creative and who are also, think in the future and are interesting and have real interest. Like basically like a Venus and Gemini want someone that you could be in the other side of the house, they could be in the other side of the house, and y'all both are entertaining yourself and doing things. And you may even text them and be like, I'm done with my reading like chapter 5, da 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 da. Like I don't know, like they need the type of freedom that, like, it has to be natural in a way. And the thing is, they can get very stuck in their heads. Like, these are people who can get so stuck in their head. Like, which Gemini can be like, air can be like that. But Gemini, it's like, when they start to think a lot, it can really start to stress them out. And they feel like they need to like not distance, that's more what Venus Aquarius will do. But like the Venus and Gemini will just change the subject. Like sometimes these are people who don't want to talk about the real things. Like they could really like you and stuff, but when you try to bring up commitment or you try to like bring up something serious, they may talk to you like just a friend and be like, oh, well, or they may switch the subject. Because the thing is like, how you'll know this person is if they're really with you. They're just going to keep being with you. They're going to keep liking you. Y'all are going to keep talking. And, you have to, like a lot of people say Venus and Gemini is a cheater. And the thing is that a lot of times people take cheating and y'all weren't even together. Like a lot of times people who are saying that are like when it really comes down to the circumstances and the situations, like the Venus and Gemini will usually feel like, well, we were never together. We were never, like, sometimes people will perceive Venus, Gemini as cheaters, even though they were never committed, because they can sense their energy is just, in whatever is interesting. And it's like, damn, you already wrote them off before you even got to know them. And see, Venus, Gemini realizes stuff like that, like picks up on stuff like that. And it's like, this person just like needs something or is already writing me off. They don't even know me yet. They don't know me yet. Like, and that's the thing. Like Venus and Gemini wants to know all about your mind and wants to know a lot and wants to like experience stuff with you. They want to like go places with you and like experience things with you and get to know you and like chop it up. And these are people who are amazing to date. But the thing is, people will fall in love with you, Venus, Gemini, because you're so fucking exciting and you're so like, you're not as bizarre and you're not as like so air magnetic like the Venus Libra or Venus Aquarius, but you have that type of timelessness. Like, y'all have a timelessness. Like, that Venus Gemini I talked to, even if it was just as friends, I would fucking die to text them and talk. And just talk about anything. Like, to know you guys' minds and be able to communicate with you, to me, in my eyes, is a privilege of you. It's a privilege of your love. Because you are like that best friend that you can just talk to. And this is a person that's going to, like, understand where you're coming from. Like, they're very understanding. Like, these are very, very kind people. You know, they could be childish. And they could think that shit is funny and it's not funny. Like, if you're around someone real earth dominant, they may be like, you're not fucking funny. But the thing is, y'all feel like it's no hard feelings. Like, you know, you didn't mean to hurt anybody. Venus Gemini is like, I didn't mean to hurt anybody. And the thing is, they didn't mean to hurt you. Like, they really, truly, they rarely have like bad intentions. Now, they do have, you know, the other Gemini twin, but that's the one that will like ghost and just get out of that mental realm and go in the other mental realm. And they feel like they never want to settle. Like, they feel like love is timeless, you know, and they feel like they want to study love and understand love. And it's like this creative event, you know, it's like this thing they're creating. They're very much so creators. So they don't want to just settle down and like get all serious because they don't want to be slowed down. Venus Gemini are on speed. Like, they peep game. And the thing is, they know if they like somebody as soon as y'all start talking. Like, they'll know that they'll like you or not. Like, they're very quick. They're very, very quick. These are people who, like, you might just hook up with them. And you may just be like, oh, that was a really cool person. And it may not be anything more than that. Like, one time a Venus Gemini told me, like, it's not that deep. And to them, it's not that deep, you know? So it's like, you can't, like, if you're watching this because you like a Venus and Gemini and you're someone who wants to move fast and be in a relationship, you need to realize that this person, that's not going to really be going on with them. Like, you need to at least maybe be their friend first, or y'all need to date and see how it goes. And you can't hold them in a cage. Like, that's the thing. They want to feel wild. Like, these are the people who, like, they want to run wild with someone. You know, it's like, it's very much so like, you know, it's like, let's go do stuff together. You know, let's go learn stuff together. Let's experience life together and learn together. And the thing is, like, it's going to depend on people's personal chart, but these may be people who it takes them a very, very long time in life before they commit and find like their right partner. And these are people who may give up on it young. Like, they may just feel like life is too interesting and there's too much to experience and learn than to focus on love and to give your mental energy to a person and a commitment. Because the thing is, you guys have a lot of dreams. You have a lot of ideas. You have a lot going on in your head. And when you like someone, it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know, like, let's text, let's meet up. Like, there's an interest. And sometimes you guys feel like in love. Venus and Gemini will be like, like, what do I do? Like, what do I say? And it's like, you guys have to find that person that just gets you and has wit and is on your speed. My mom is a Virgo and she's a third house stellium. But she has Venus in the third house, so she has a Gemini vibe to her. And my whole life has said things like to me, like, you know, people need to be on my speed. People need to be on speed. So that you guys kind of have that, you understand that like, if things are not on the speed, then you know it's stagnant and you just gonna, you have to keep going. You don't want to stop for anybody. You feel like your brain needs to keep moving forward, and you need to keep like, You want your creative palette to always be refreshed. You want to learn new things and be inspired. Like, you will be the type of people that want to like hang out with someone and see how they are, you know? You guys love parties. You guys love to have a good time. Now, of course, it's going to be different in people's charts, but for the most part, Venus and Gemini likes to like have a good time and, you know, interact and have the mic, you know, pass them the mic. If you love a Venus and Gemini, give them the mic. Let them just talk off their head. And the thing is, like, if you really know them and y'all are tight like that, like, they'll say something and then you may know that they don't know what the fuck they just said. They don't know what the fuck they just said, but they were in it and they were alive and they were young and their spirit was electric and it was moving. And they want love that's like that. They want love that is alive. It's alive. And it keeps going places. And they play this portal game. You know, they play this game in a way. But it's not to hurt anybody. Like, it's never to hurt anybody. They want to see who can keep up. And they want to see who has the wit. And they want to see who's down for this adventure. Because, you know, that's what they share with Sagittarius, that life is an adventure. And love is an adventure for Venus and Gemini. I said Gina. Go, Gina. But, yeah, Venus and Gemini is one of my favorite Venus placements, because these are the type of people that you'll never get bored of them. And what they are so afraid of is boredom. And they are easily bored. Like, these are people who are easily bored. Easily not entertained. Like, literally their mind just drifts somewhere else. Like, these are people who you will never be able to control their mind. Like, you can't, because their mind is also uncontrollable to them. Like, their sensations, their ideas come to them. They're natural channelers. Like, they just channel information and stuff. So their life moves like a forest fire, you know, but it's air instead of fire. But what would be a forest fire? Like Sagittarius, mutable fire. They're opposite. So it's that same effect. You know, it's like, you know, catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. You know, and that's Venus Gemini. And some people enjoy that. And some people will catch you. And you will fall. And you will want to text them all the time. And you will want to keep, like, learning about this person. And you will have visions and ideas. And you will start to get inspired. Like, Venus and Gemini definitely is more creative when they like someone, you know, when they're allowing their, like, sexual energy, because their sexual energy is connective and communicative, and, you know, listening to people and talking, and, like, that stimulates you. That gives you your sexual energy and your sexual power to connect. So you guys definitely don't want to just be all isolated with, like, you don't necessarily want that. Like, you want to be able to always feel like you're in a place where you can express yourself. So you need partners that give you the freedom to express yourself, no matter what that is, and take you for what you really are and who you're becoming and who you'll be too. So yeah, Venus and Gemini, it's like forever young. Forever young. What is that Jay-Z line where he was like, life is for living, not living uptight? That's kind of Venus Gemini. Like, they don't want an uptight type of love. They want it to be, like, you know, crazy. Like, they want it to be crazy, and they want it to be like y'all have that connection, and like, you get it. Like, it's wit. And it's understandable, and it's quick, and it's like what's understood doesn't need to be explained. Also with Venus Gemini, like, they know what it is. It's a very telepathic. A lot of times these people are very telepathic lovers, and they know that they're very connected with someone when they telepathically are, like, connecting with them. They're thinking about them. They know what they're gonna say. They're mentally, they're like, they start to get into a union. So your like soulmate, or whatever you want to call it, will be someone that really understands your mind, like, almost telepathically or telepathically. So it has to be on that level, because for Venus Gemini, it's like, it could just be an experience, and it could just be quick, and it could just be something they look back on as like, oh, that, you know, what did I learn from that? You guys are always wanting to learn things, so you attract relationships where you will learn things, because you have a thirst for knowledge, you have a thirst for learning, and you feel like you can learn a lot in love. There's a lot to learn there. So you guys will try, though. I give you that. Like, if you really like someone, you'll try it. Like, you want to try things. You're curious. Curiosity kills the cat. That's what they say, at least. But you're very curious, so you need people who encourage your curiosity. And there's a need for trust. Like, Venus Gemini also really, really needs to feel like they're trusted and they trust you, so then y'all can be free. Because without the trust, there's no freedom, and then there's nothing. So that is what I have for Venus and Gemini, and thank you guys for listening. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And until the next time, thank you.